Alright, you little tinkers, I'm Toastbloke, welcome to my channel. We're playing some more Prehistoric Kingdom today, and the good news is we're closing in on achieving our goal of getting a 5-star rated dinosaur park that you lot will hopefully consider at least slightly passable. So I'm going to jump in and try and take another step towards that goal, so let's get cracking. In the last episode we were a little bit naughty. I feel like I cheated because you'll notice if you look over there, we didn't make a new enclosure, we just added 2 new dinosaurs to our Carmarosaurus enclosure. We added in this, the Brachiosaurus, and also the Argentinosaurus, but to make up for the fact that I felt like I was, cheating, I did build another viewing area with a restaurant on the side of the enclosure in the cliffs, just to give guests a different viewpoint of what has now become our sauropod enclosure. So yeah, let us click on excavations. We'll have a look at what we're going to do today. We never want to do these, we seem to skip past all of them. So let's have a look here. 5-star rated is a Parasaurolophus. Just check them. No, 4 stars. So we want 5-star rated if we can. We got the trike as well. Do we just go for the trike? I feel like I just want to go for the trike. I'm not being funny. This trike's got a blue head and I love that. Blue head, get that one. It's the best one. Now, I'm pretty sure if I click on here and actually do this to access the genetics lab, which I didn't realise, I don't have to go all the way to the nursery every time like I was showed in the tutorial. Annoying. Let's click on these. We'll make a male. We'll make a female. And they're happy with friends. They need 10 meters squared, so it's not huge, but it's pretty big. Fairly strong fence. Got multiple biomes we can choose from. We've used all of those. Maybe bar temperate, but the park's temperate, so yeah, cool. Well, we'll figure out what we're gonna do biome wise once we've figured out where this is gonna go. So we're over here in our herbivore area. This is also all herbivore area. So I feel like we've got to kind of continue the theme. The only direction I can continue out into is into this space that's over here. So straight off, we're going to pop them down there. We'll pause the game so they don't run away and we don't lose daylight. And I'm going to have to figure out how we can build something off of this path, I believe. Let's do the usual and just make sure everything's flat. That's sorted. And I guess now we need to come up with a plan. Now, the only thing I'm thinking of when I think of trikes is like stags. When I was a young man growing up, these were made out on TV in cartoons, documentaries. I feel like they made out that these would have scuffles with their horns, like, so that makes me think of things like Gladiator, and therefore amphitheatres, or even the Colosseum, something like that. And I think it'd be so cool. Like, I'm not saying we want these to fight. We're not having blood sports in the park. But I think it'd be pretty cool if they were in some sort of circular building which was open air, and the guests could sit and look around the outside. I think the best thing to do as well is to start off building the building. I've learned with the modular stuff, build it and resize it and move it to where you want it. So that's what I'm going to start off doing. Let's pop down one of these. I only need to design one side, and then we can flip it. I'm trying to think if 3 feels like a big enough room for a building. What if I want to put stairs in here? Because I'm thinking, I'm probably going to want people to go up to the next level. I'm going to do, we'll stick with 3. And I'm going to pop some walls in. And we just do the 1 level high, I guess? I guess we would, wouldn't we? So if I am going to do another level, let's see if I can work that out. That would go like that. And then I'd have to figure out where the stairs were going to go. So let's say stairs are going to come up there somehow. I wouldn't even necessarily need to get rid of that because the stairs would have to join on the side. Oh, that would be so tricky. Can I actually undo that? Is that like the height of 1 stair? I can't remember. I feel like it's 2. Yeah, it's 2, damn it. So I wonder if we'd have to have something like this either side. Maybe that would have to be a lower platform, and then I can have stairs going up onto the top level. I think that's how we would do it. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I've found in other builds that if I don't work out what goes on inside of the building before I build the whole circular building, it gets really, really difficult. So I'm going to try and do this in a series of parts, I guess. So I want to design everything that I want, have the building set out how I need it to be set out on the inside, and once I've got that done, start then figuring out how to make the repetitive bit, the bit that's going to be repeated, to close everything off. I am going to want something to happen here to make this a little bit neater. Looks a bit weird just floating stairs, so I wonder if walls going there as well. That works, right? If I do that, that works. That works. That just works. I'm just saying it works. If I keep telling myself it works, right? That's how everything works. Just gotta believe. Right. And then I'd probably want something like that going on up here. Right, and this now is giving me the idea of how high this lower section of the building needs to be, or at least what the height of the building is going to be. Because I'm now thinking this is going to be too high. I don't want that to be too high. We said about it being like open, didn't we? Bottom will be closed and top can be open. So that the people will walk up and there'll be a little wall there, and they can walk all the way around the top level, and they can also walk around and through and underneath. I think that's nice. I like that. So now I've got to work out the design. We said amphitheatre, didn't we? I'm not going to be able to do amphitheatre parts here because that needs to hide stuff. We've got this curve. How high is that? Really it wants to be there because I've added that little wall in. So I'm going to have to do the same. Add a little wall in. And I'm wondering, like, what happens if I, like, repeat this a bit lower down? Can I get different sizes? I can, but it looks a bit naff. I mean, we could be silly. We could actually go pop a bit on the top like that. Maybe, right? Maybe we do that and I'll lower this one. Because this little wall will create a small part. Correct? This is going to be a really big building. My God, let's figure out what the roof's going to do. I don't think I'm going to have a roof as such in the sense of like something that's closed. It's going to be more like just an open roof across the top. And I think we go for something like, change the steepness to go this way. To create a more of a, yeah, that's quite cool. Well, that's not cool. That is not cool at all. I'm thinking that gives plenty of room for the guests to see. Yeah, I like that. And then that gives us an interesting roof. There's just one last thing I'm looking at, and it's hurting my eyes. It's the way the roof's joined into that, so that's going to happen. And then we've just got to work out what's going to repeat and how. Lovely. So the hardest part, I believe, is done. We've designed the stairwell, and that's difficult. So I've now got to work out what this piece would be as a normal piece. I select that, duplicate it, and take it off over here. There is going to be a very specific version of this. And the version of it is going to not have this, or this, or this. In fact, it's just going to get stripped right down, because there's not going to be a stairwell. So anything to do with the stairwell disappears. That's all of these walls. And all we're going to do, really, I guess, is put this floor in. Happy days. Oh, and of course, one of the main bits is switch that out. Then we're going to see what the building actually looks like. I'm going to move it So I know where it is. Duplicate this and put it where it wants to be. I'm really hoping that if I select these, I want an angle snap on. I'll go for a small one, like 5. And I'm hoping when I rotate these, they're not too far off. They'll probably be a little bit off, have some gaps, but hopefully not too far off. Alright, let's investigate. You can delete this side. Don't need that right now. Alright. Let us fix this. So this one's the real one because it's on the grid. And I basically just need to select any pieces that I feel aren't quite the right size. So, yeah, I basically just need to make some minute little adjustments to this. So I think that'd be about right. I think that'll tidy it up just a little bit. And then from there, I've got to think about these parts. But these parts are probably going to want to be bigger because as you can see there's gaps there. So I'll just grab them. And they only need to fill half of the gap. So now that I've done that, it seems so counterproductive, but I need to do this to set things up. Hang on, did I not end up deleting them on that side? I thought I did. I'll have to check where I'm up to. But if I delete all of this now, I'm pretty confident that when I build this and I go around with the angle snap, that everything will tie together nicely and there'll be no gaps. So I don't want to do that in case I delete the stairs. Let's get rid of them after all. And we're just going to duplicate this, spin it around, put it there, spot on. Right, so yeah, we're gonna do this, and hopefully everything I've tried and tested means that this is smooth sailing, and we have a lovely circular building. Happy days! It looks like that has come off perfectly. I am so impressed with this building. The little thing I need to do now is make sure we can get this part in where it's meant to be located. So I'm going to keep this on the grid. I should duplicate it. I'd love to be able to just slot this into the building, but you've got to remember we have elongated and changed things. So yeah, look, it's not the right size. Maybe if I flip it around, right? So it's back to back. And I can kind of roughly see. Maybe if I then enlarge it all to a similar size, I'll be winning. So I'm thinking roughly that looks like it's overlapping. Everything's stretched out. But it's only the back stuff that I need. So I can tick this. Hopefully spin it around. Hopefully that still lines up. Yeah, and they look like they're going to there okay. It's going to take a little bit of like shifting and adjusting, I know. So I'm probably going to crack on with that now, and I'll be back with you once we have a staircase inside. That's one staircase built. So now then, it's a matter of copying this across the other side. Hopefully that means we've got a staircase. Yeah, it looks like we have. Now that we've got it built, it's not going to be too difficult to scale this up and have like a really, really, really big like Colosseum. Because that's cool. It's pretty big. But I feel like if those dinos are in it, it needs to be bigger. Let's try it. Like, it can't hurt to try it. So we'll select all. And we should be able to grab the little white dot and just pull this out and make it huge. That's big. I feel like I don't want to go any bigger than that. But that does look class. And that you'll be able to see that from miles back in the park. So cool. I wonder if we make it even like more noticeable by maybe like lifting it up a little bit. Like how high could I lift this up? Like just by even something just like that, I think. Like just adding a little bit of height to it makes a big difference. So I kind of feel like trying it. Let's get the ground level. Ooh, I might almost be right. I might need to go a little bit higher. I think I've gone too low again. I cannot win. Well, let's get this done at least. And then once that's in, this is a monstrosity now. Wow, it's huge. It definitely made sense to build it and get it right while it was smaller. Definitely. Maybe I'll lower this down because I think it's going to be a bit tricky to try and keep messing about with the terrain. Failed twice already. Let's just pop that there. Lovely. And then what I want to do is move it across a little bit so it's definitely in the middle. And if we head over to substrate, are we just going to, let's just stay temperate. I don't think we've done temperate. It's a temperate part, we've got no temperate. I guess that'll tie into this temperate area here. But what I want to do is I just want to go 50 on that. Start filling out this area with this to get rid of the grass under the building, but also just make it feel a little bit more authentic. I don't know why that makes it feel more authentic, but in my head it does. And finally, the last little bit I want to do in regards to getting this placed is run a path around the outside. So I want to get on with that. I'll be back with you once the path has been laid. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be. The reason I've done that is because I want to smooth out the ground, I guess, up to the edge. And we all know by now how great the path is at just holding things in position. Because I don't want things getting messed up inside. Like the ground inside needs to be at the right level, doesn't it? It needs to be at the actual level of the amphitheatre. So doing this, messing about with this, shouldn't affect the inside right now, which is good. And yeah, it doesn't seem to have. So now I've got to work out, first of all, how big this is. I don't feel like on its own it's going to be big enough. So that's going to be a trick. But I'm going to jump over the fence and I run the invisible fence, a habitat marker around the inside. Alright, I think that is that area done. How big is it? We needed 10k square, didn't we? And we're at 3,000. It is nowhere near big enough. So yeah, we're going to have to definitely expand on this. Now, all I can think of is having a look at somewhere on here where we can break through the wall. And it's probably going to want to be where it's lined up with a grid to make it easy to build. So I'm going to have to, unfortunately, rotate the building. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. In fact, it should make things easier. So let's do that. Looking at where the stairs are will probably help. I think we're going to have to rotate it maybe like so. Yeah, it's probably good. Let's have a look and see where the grid is. Yeah, it's coming down this way. So that's fine. We'll be able to have this, the dinosaurs come out here and come down here maybe into an area. So let's prepare this for them. We'll leave the arch. I guess all I need to do really is delete that I've deleted. If the glass has gone there, and we'll also have to delete this little bit of a fence from here. Cannot be having that in the way. And then this should be able to walk through there, popping some sort of wall or barrier between here. Got our dinosaur walkway, so I'm going to run the path to the edge of there, and then I'm going to have to come up with some sort of shape for the actual enclosure part. Right, it's a bit weird, but I decided to add a little bit of curve to the path as well, using the red bits that we've been using for the Rexitime enclosure, just to tie this in a little bit more. But I think we've got a nice slope here, and I'm hopefully going to follow this around somehow with the wall. Right, let's use this tool as usual. I'll shape it out, and then we'll figure out what's going to happen with the actual enclosure wall. Now I'm hoping that's big enough for them. It's probably too big for them now. It's just, let's look. How do I check? Oh, they're not considered in a habitat. Are they on the outside of that somehow? What the hell? Where the hell's Nigel? Well, what's going on? Yeah, size is way too big now, but that's better than too small as it was. And I think this is looking real good. I'm really liking how it's looking. So, yeah, I guess the thing to do now is to change the wall out, how the wall needs to be changed out. Now, I'm half tempted to go with a custom wall, but I don't think I'm going to because we've spent so long on the building already. So, I'm going to go around and replace parts of this wall with, let's say, this. 3 strong, 2.5 high, that's the one we want. So I'm going to go around, replace parts, and think about if there's any glass bits and maybe do some custom sections. So I'll get that done and I'll be right back. Class, I think that is the enclosure shape and the building done. I'm not sure how I feel about it really, the more I look at it, but it's getting there. I have just thought though that these few panels here are going to want to be filled in, aren't they? So I might just like duplicate these ones. So now they're glass, so yeah, that just means they can come through, look through there into the enclosure, as well as walking in and out of these, but they're safe here. Right, I think that's everything kind of done. It's time to get this designed and decorated, so straight into the usual. Let's get the water tool again, and let's get started. We're going to go rough. Now it just looks like a face. It's like Scream. Oh, it's gonna have to do. You know, you gotta go with what you get. And we're in temper already. So let's get some of this rock stuff and we'll just start dotting this around the water. Right, that's enough painting of the face. Just face painting this episode. Let's get some rocks. We're going to want some dotted about the place. So I'm going to do that. Right, I think that's enough rocks. I think then we've got to jump in and do the plants that go outside. So I'm just going to grab a few trees that I like the look of, get some of the big ones, and we'll dot them about the place, and we'll check shortly how that affects these Triceratops' happiness, eh? Lovely. I'll check in with them. I don't feel like I need to. I feel like we're well on the way. So I guess the next thing is to work out what's going on inside of here. I don't know if I want to add like loads of water, but we might add a little bit. I'm also thinking because we've done so much building, maybe I'll go back to using a prefab for something for these to live in. Is there anything that would look cool in here? Like, we've not used anything like this. That's quite cool. Is that a waste? Is that a waste though, putting that huge thing in the middle of the... It could be, couldn't it? Maybe we'll play it safe with our usual little sleeping shelter. I'll put my own little animal care bits underneath, because, you know, game likes to do it for you. Use certain prefabs. I think we do that. I think that means on the substrate I need to paint in the flitter underneath. That's right. That's going to have the flitter. We'll have it come into the middle. Maybe we'll have some water in the middle. I wasn't going to do any water in here, but I'm now thinking Maybe I do. Maybe I do. But this could always be like still water. It's not going to be. It could have been. It's too late. I decided against it. I changed my mind before I made my mind. Right, lovely. And then I think it's a matter of maybe adding a few patches of grass in and around some areas. The best way to do it, I think, I've not done it before, but I'm just feeling with what we've been having issues with the grass sticking through the bottom of buildings. I'm thinking I want some grass and we never have grass. This idea just came to us and I feel like it is a good idea to get some grass, get some green in. Yeah, it looks real nice. Rocks. We can't not have rocks, right? I think that works. And then I just want to add in the trees, and then we'll be ready to sort out the animals' needs. So let's just pop some of these out. Where's my two? And I'm going to want to keep them on the grass, I think. I mean, the concept of the enclosure I'm really liking. They still haven't got enough forest though. I daren't put any more inside. I feel like that's plenty, so I guess we're getting a bit crazy outside. Oh, we're so close. We're going to have to put some inside. I don't feel like there's any more room out there. Look, we've got enough forest now. Class. Right. Well, there we go. There's the job done. All I have to do is stick in what these want, and I'm pretty sure it'll be straightforward. We've already done their bed for once, so let's think about their food, which we'll put on this one because I've been liking it, and it's just whatever the default food is. So we'll pop one here for them. Is this on the... I want that on. I like that. That saves the day. We'll put one there for them. One there for them. Find it weird because I remember that one enclosure where they had like a feeding area, and ever since then I've just kind of, well, even before then I've just bopped food about the place, not really thought about like making a special area for them, which is sad. What's under enrichment? Frozen ice block. Cool. So that's easy to do. Really easy to do. I'm just going to pop those around like that. And that, in all honesty, should be the dinosaurs fully happy. Yep, they are. They're loving it. Done something a little bit different again. Quite a bit more challenging. And I'm really, really happy with it. How long have I been going for? 2 hours. And this is supposed to be like a 30 to 45 minute video. Wow. Yeah, I'm liking it. It's got lots of water, lots of trees. It's an interesting shape. And the main thing is we've got this new building. Something we've not done before, where the guests can come up and look in and have a sneak in here, have a look inside the central area. I'd have loved it if that was just the whole enclosure, but these guys are a bit too big and they need lots of space. And like I said, I'd love to add flower beds into these sections, so I'll probably do that. But yeah, there's another viewing area from above, which I think is really cool. And even upstairs, because you can walk all the way around, you can come, and that's not it. You can come and have a look over the enclosure and see what else is going on. And I guess because we're going to be doing more enclosures to finish the park off, maybe this is going to be a really nice viewing point if we do the other enclosures around our amphitheatre. I think this might just be more impressive and a better feature than I thought it was going to be when I started creating it. But I'm happy with that. This looks sick. So guys, I'm going to call that there. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and turn that notification bell on. Really appreciate it. It helps me. And then you get a note when the next video drops. But until the next one, take care guys, look after yourselves, and I'll catch you later. Cheerio.